Okay, Kim. Let's go back and just see what else Joyce knows.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Okay, what can you tell me about these tattoos? Have a look at this photo.
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
She reaches over the guard wire and takes the photo, holds it in her hand.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
I'm going to stay quiet, observe the woman's expression.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface.
Okay. So, Joyce, what do you think?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
She points to one on the photo paper.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
Like the stars in the sky?
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways.
Oh.
A sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago. The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Okay, can you tell us what travels this dead man made?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
She points to his heart. And what is that exactly?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
Kim, are you following any of this?
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks, laconic remarks in a single column. Patrol, case, vacation, injured. In Martinez looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside there is a siren, distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
This man is no brother of mine, but this is his service history.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
Okay, so what's the use of this map then?
The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
I don't think this one's going anywhere but the morgue.
The times have changed.
Is there anyone that could tell me more about this?
His platoon members? The other contractors. Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
You wouldn't even know where to start.
Telling me. Okay, that's all for the tattoos. Thanks for your help, Joyce.
Is there anything else I can help you with?
There is. What else can you tell me about this strike?
Everything. Right up to, but not including, trade secrets.
Okay, what is your role in this precisely?
I believe the official title is Senior Labor Negotiator. In practice, I'm a grocery clerk. I relay the union's demands to Wild Pines and return with Wild Pines' counteroffer.
So you're like a negotiator. Well, you are a negotiator, that's what your title says.
And how are the talks going?
They're not. That's the problem. The union stopped all negotiations a week ago, after that awful lynching took place. Now they won't even let me into the harbour. There's a 2-meter 20 racist behemoth blocking the gates.
Yes, I've met him. I think they refer to him as Measurehead.
Yes, Jean-Luc Measurehead.
She leans back and rolls her eyes. Okay, how were the talks going before the lynching?
Let's say I was not making the kind of progress I'd hoped for when I first arrived.
And when did you first arrive?
I arrived 3 weeks ago. Yes, in the middle of February. The bay was still partially frozen then. I prefer to do these things on site, like the RCM.
But the strike began in December.
And Kim looks at his notes.
I wasn't the original negotiator here. I took over after Mr. Gaumont hit a wall with Mr. Clare, the union boss. Mr. Clare refused to speak with Gaumont despite concessions he'd granted the union in prior negotiations.
This isn't the first time the union has gone on strike?
Heavens no. There have been 2 prior strikes. Both times the union won significant concessions, including overtime pay and a medical plan. This time their demands are more, I guess you could say, aggressive.
What are their demands?
There are leaflets everywhere, and banners. What did they say again? Oh yes. Every worker, a member of the board.
Seems like they have no idea about business.
In its defense, another said, demand democracy. Pretty tame stuff compared to every worker, a member of the board.
I mean, what does that even mean?
It's quite simple, you see. Every time the Wild Pines group makes a decision, about what? About anything really, it needs the signature of each of the 2,200 workers in its Martinez terminal.
That could be problematic.
Just so you understand, this is but one of 22 terminals owned by Wild Pines. Essentially, not only are they kings of the company, they are also kings of the 72,000 employees of Wild Pines Group.
So... that is pretty funny, I have to admit.
They're having a blast. But how can they afford it? After 4 months, my assumption was they would prefer a more practical solution.
So what are you going to do?
I'm not sure. Naturally, I assume that was just their opening position, a hard-nosed tactic with a side of mockery. But there's been no follow-up, just the same nonsensical slogan repeated over and over again. And now, people are getting lynched, I hear. Behind the whirling in rags. A disastrous situation if there ever was one.
It is rather messy.
Excuse me, from whom did you hear about this lynching?
I first heard it from the bowyer at the gates. The one whose very name advertises his aversion to work. I think he said it was, "Call me mañana."
This checks out.
It does. What can you tell me about this union boss, Mr. Clare?
Everard Clare is a man of the utmost integrity. If you can say one thing about him, it's that he always puts the interests of the workers first.
Really?
Of course not. Everard is fantastically corrupt. I imagine he has a thick, viscous goo where you and I have blood.
Is he that bad?
He is the most corrupt individual I have ever seen, and I deal with men like him for a living. If there is anyone more venal, more irredeemably nepotistic, then it's his twin brother, Edgar.
Wait a minute, there are 2 of him.
Yes, Edgar looks exactly like his brother, except for that lazy eye. He also talks exactly like Everard does, and when one's term as foreman is up, the other takes over.
So the only difference being the lazy eye.
It's how they circumvent the term limits, you see, with a funny little switcheroo. While in office, they've embezzled God knows how much of their workers' dues.
What about the Union itself, outside of the Clare brothers?
The Débardeurs Union was once a perfectly normal institution. 20 years ago, anyway. It must not have been easy to establish under the Emergency Act, but they did it. I can respect that. Organised labour at its best, as they say. Then something happened in the local chapter elections. The brothers Clare came and transformed it into a... how do you say?
She hesitates, looking for the right expression.
A mob. The Débardeurs are a crime syndicate. Sad as it may be, I suspect we'll be forced to cooperate with them.
Refreshingly honest, officer. The company has tried appeasing in the past, but I'm afraid our concessions have only emboldened Everard and his brother.
She turns to me.
And your opinion, detective, if I may ask? I'm a curious and talkative person, you see. Would you say the Débardeurs Union is...
Oh. You know how I'm struggling at the moment. Well, from what you've told me, it sounds really like a giant leech sucking the life out of Revachol.
Indeed. And a hungry one. Sadly, Wild Pines have cooperated with what amounts to a crime syndicate for 2 decades. However much you feed the leech always hungers.
Okay. So, I mean, alright, you took over from Goma. What happened to him?
Mr. Clare told him to... how did he put it?
She pauses to compose herself.
Fuck off, midget. Gaumont is short of stature, you see.
Okay, then.
Yes. Keep in mind, this is a negotiator Mr. Clare has worked with before, and who was more than fair with him and the Union.
Maybe too fair.
Sounds like usual aggressive posturing.
So the scabs at the gate, did you put them there?
The scabs? You mean the huddled masses of Jamrock, come to plead for work where the Union refuses to? Yes, they were organised by Wild Pines. The contractors picked them up from Jamrock and drove them over. This is standard practice. The company reserves the right to man its stations.
Okay. Look, one more thing. You said something happened in the elections.
I'm glad you asked. There was a woman, the previous forewoman of the Union. She disappeared.
Oh.
Disappeared?
Yes. On the last day of the local chapter elections, her daughter phoned in and said she wasn't running anymore, or coming to work. Ever. End of story.
Okay, it sounds a little eerie.
Downright haunting, if you ask me. The Wild Pines suspected foul play, but what could they do? It was a Union matter. The point of the presentation is, these kinds of things happen around the Clares. Watch out when you're dealing with him.
If we can get anywhere near him.
Thank you for your concern, ma'am. We'll be just fine.
Okay, let's change the topic.
Of course. How else can I help?
It might seem like a strange question, but it's... How come you're on a boat?
Why, yes I am.
She looks at the deck under her feet. Green and white sails flutter overhead. There's not a lot of people on boats, are there?
Of course there are. We're on an archipelago. How else are you supposed to get around?
Wait, we're on an archipelago?
Yes, we are. We are on Le Caillou.
Okay. Caillou, I thought we were in Revachol.
We are. And the city of Revachol is on the island of Le Caillou.
Ah, okay. That makes sense. Okay. That's understood about your boat.
She nods attentively.
And does your boat have a name?
The boat? No. It is called Cor de Leyte 19 because that's the type of sloop it is.
Very imaginative.
The word "it" feels strange. Such a beautiful boat deserves a proper name.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Cool, but your boat really should have a name.
Okay. How about Cor de Leyte 19? Why?
She taps on the side of the boat. It makes a hollow sound.
Because it was manufactured in Revachol East by a company called Cor de Leyte, and its hull is 19 paces long.
How about Dolores?
Why Dolores?
I don't know. Just feels pretty.
Well, it means nothing to me. I think I'll stick with the factory name. But thank you for the suggestion.
And how do you like it?
My sloop? I like it a lot. It's the eel's hips, baby.
Well, you could call it that.
I'm enjoying this part of the interview. It has so little to do with the murder we're investigating.
Kim, we need to build rapport.
I really do, the lieutenant thinks. Is she thrown off yet? He's looking at the woman, assessing her.
Do you have a license for this boat?
Officer, I assure you I'm a highly qualified pleasure craft operator.
Pleasure craft.
The crowns of her teeth are porcelain, white as the boat's hull as she smiles. Her nonchalance might be related to something called the Wayfarer Act, a law that says she doesn't need a license. Sly fox, you're not aggressive enough to harass her further on this.
I don't know if I should listen to you or not. Okay, Joyce, I think I have a handle on the boat thing.
Good.
Just while we're here, enjoying the day, the sun, the water, chatting, I've got some more questions about reality.
More lessons in basic reality?
Yes.
My favourite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything.
What is this? I'll spread my hands.
A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions?
I meant, what is this place? Here.
Ah. This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot.
Rue de Saint-Ghislain. Okay, cool.
Or two.
And what is Rue de Saint-Ghislain?
A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But
Okay.
33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old.
She looks up at the crumbling facade.
This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course.
And who lived in these buildings?
Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate, before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off. Splat, splat.
From a dilapidated balcony, Cindy the Skull gives Joyce the evil eye, her red paintbrush held to her throat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she's running the brush across her throat. I saw in motion.
Quite possible after the last conversation we had with her.
Wonderful.
And what is that? I point to Cindy the Skull.
The girl in the old lady rags.
Yes.
Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture.
Infraculture.
Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Okay, now explain the same thing, but to a child.
Young people who dye their hair funny colours and wear old people's clothes are stupid, and their little rebellion is self-defeating.
Oh, sounds a bit harsh.
All right. What next?
That's all for now.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Just one more thing, Joyce. Can I have some money?
I am sorry. It just doesn't come out of your mouth. What does is...
Excuse me? I didn't hear you.
Her voice is a little hoarse from the wind.
What she meant to say was,
Tell me about Wild Pines. What do you do?
What we do? I'm afraid I don't speak for Wild Pines as a whole. It's a giant undertaking.
Okay, so what do they do?
The Pines' core competency is logistics. Container shipping, freight, that sort of thing. See those airships there, blinking? Those are the shipping side of things. And that is the terminal. Another subdivision deals with energy, oil and gas exploration, offshore platforms.
she enjoys talking about the company. It would not hurt to inquire more.
And how much money does Wild Pines have exactly?
I'm not at liberty to discuss the company balance sheet, but I can tell you that last year, the company booked more than 20 billion real in revenue.
20 billion. And I can't even find money for my room.
A billion?
The money that I owe is so much less than that.
Yes, past a certain point, numbers begin to seem imaginary, but they are quite real for the 72,000 employees who depend on Wild Pines for their paychecks. A conglomerate the size of Wild Pines is like a shark. If it stops moving and growing, it will die. Then what becomes of those 72,000 families? It is a tremendous responsibility.
Yeah, but where does Wild Pines get all these billions?
They started as an exploration and cargo fleet conducting trade between the Samaran and Insulindian Isolas 250 years ago, when Pine ships explored the South Seminese and charted Lomantang on behalf of the suzerain. Centuries of care, deliberation, and madness have gone into this endeavor. Vessels pass through the great unrest to re-emerge with apricots in tow. The logic of the system is totalizing. It's taken everything from its employees to build it.
And what does such a huge system want with a place like this?
You mean aside from being the terminal's legal owners, who are responsible for moving 8% of the world's cargo?
8% of all cargo in the world. That's quite the endeavour indeed.
There are no minor cogs in the system. Each terminal must be accounted for, lest the entire system break. Every hiccup in such a system means thousands lose their jobs, the world over. I'm here to assure that doesn't happen.
It's all rather complicated, Joyce.
With your help, hopefully, says her warm tone.
Yes. Okay, that's all for now, Joyce. Kim, I've got some thinking to do. Notes. Okay. Ask the little girl in the fishing village. Something tells me we need to get across the water, which we can't do until Wednesday, to get to the fishing village. Getting the body down, we've failed at that. We can't get into the harbour to ask for help. I don't have any money to pay for my damages. I have no idea where my badge is. As for who put the clothes in the trash, I have no idea. I'm starting to wonder why I'm a detective, Kim. The victim's tattoos. I just need to ask more people about this. Because Joyce talks a lot, but she just confuses me, Kim. And, yeah. I can keep coming back to Joyce for reality lowdown. I suppose she does talk to me, so... Okay. Let's do a bit of thinking. The 15th Indo tribe. Wild Pines, Field, Cooperis, Tricentennial, Villiers, and La Salle. Names of Revacholian Indo tribes spring into your head. Set loose at the mention of Wild Pines. Royal monopolies, octopuses, and swordfish. Most of them gone now. YBP, Expander, Saint Baptiste, or Baptiste. Brightest star, lum resplendent, east insulindic welter, and El Cassette. But isn't one missing? Wait, no, there are only 14. Why do you feel like there was a 15th Indo tribe? I don't know. I'm not sure I want to spend too much of my brain power thinking about that right now, though, to be honest. Instead, I need to think about... where my focus should go. And... Kim, I don't feel too smart, to be honest. So, but I solved a lot of cases, apparently. So I'm feeling that I should be maybe going with my hunches and gut feelings. I think that maybe is where it lies. So let's do that. Yes. Okay. And see where that gets us. Right. Where to is the question. Where to? Looks like there was more construction here once, decades ago. Hang on, can we go in here?
A sturdy metal door guards the southwest entrance to the apartment building. It's locked.
Let's knock and see if anyone answers.
The door rattles against your knuckles, but there's no response.
Knock again.
The door rattles again, but this time you hear an elderly woman's voice calling out from inside.
Stop banging on the door! I'm not letting any more strangers inside.
Sorry, this is the police. Open the door, please.
The police? Everyone knows the police don't come round here.
The hallway echoes with her cackle. But I'm not joking.
No, I already told you. I won't be responsible for any more strangers getting into the building.
Who are these strangers, Kim, she's talking about?
Go check the backyard door. Maybe someone there will.
She trails off, leaving the sentence unfinished.
Backyard door? There must be another entrance to the east.
Kim, can you try telling her we're real policemen?
Madame, I assure you, we are real police officers.
There is no reply. Just faint, sweeping sounds inside.
Okay, let's see if we can find another entrance. No way in there. We're behind the yard with the body. Okay, probably worth checking around here. A garden hose. This won't be of use until the snow melts. Who is this? Can we talk to them from here? No, appears not.
Hey, what's that noise down there?
Chairs and tables eaten by rain and rot. That smoker up there could be a witness. That's what I was thinking. There's quite a view of the yard. Okay.
It's been a week and now they show up?
Okay, we definitely need to talk to that guy. Let's see if we can get up these.
There must be another way into the building.
Sorry, Kim? There must be another way into the building. Oh, come on. What about through here? Can we get in? What's this? These barrels are half full of rainwater. Just a closed door, but you look at it suspiciously. Why can't we open the... Is that my... How do we get to this guy? Oh, hello. What have we got here? Oh. Magnesium. And money. Okay. How much money do I have? 6.49 real. I can't even remember how much. I think it's about 150, is it, that I owe? Okay, Kim, how do we get up there? Everything is locked. I wonder. Do I have anything? Maybe. Let's see if we can use the pry bar.
It's been a week and now they show up?
What about this one? Can we get in there? No, I don't want to go back near Kuno. That kid both terrifies me and makes me want to punch him all at the same time, Kim. Right. Nothing. Nothing at all. How do we get up to this guy? He's a possible witness.
You see a young man on a balcony nursing a cigarette. His eyes have been following you for a while.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
He says in a quiet voice. Despite the cold, his shirt hangs unbuttoned on his frame. Why are you whispering? It sounds like you're already in trouble.
There's no trouble. I'm just speaking in a lowered voice. I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie, if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
That's what I was thinking. Actually, the gendarmerie really needs to talk to you.
Is it really that important?
He asks, just adjusting his shirt.
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
I think he wants to talk, but he doesn't want to be seen talking, Kim.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run.
Okay, looks like you've got a good view of the Whirling's backyard. Can you tell me anything about the hanging?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Thanks, Kim.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Did I?
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Lieutenant takes out his little blue notebook and writes something down.
Last week? I don't know. Look.
He looks around the courtyard again. Old patio chairs and dead houseplants litter the scene.
You didn't answer the question. What were you doing last Sunday?
I had a friend over.
What kind of friend?
It was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend? How intriguing.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Makes sense. Friends are nice on Sunday. You don't have to work. You can just spend time with pals, watching rugby and drinking beer.
This is true. This is true. So, what's your friend's real name? Did he see something?
He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the dull and darkening sky, the neighboring windows stand silent.
Can you tell me your name?
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Martin Martinez? Good local name. Let's go with that.
You mean for my name? I can't take someone else's name. Are you sure you can't tell me anything about the hanging?
I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you
Yeah.
have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
Yeah, we've already answered that.
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us, where were you last Sunday?
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
I'm pretty sure I didn't.
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
Yeah.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look.
Someone's been snooping around asking questions, Kim, and it wasn't
You didn't answer the
us.
question.
I had a friend over.
Yeah.
It was my Sunday
His
friend.
Sunday friend, yes.
Sunday friend.
Yes,
Makes
we know all
sense.
this.
Friends are nice on Sunday.
And he's not
Yet
going to
he
answer.
doesn't reply.
No.
Gesturing no with his cigarette. Under the dull and darkening sky, the neighboring windows stand silent.
All right, we'll talk later.
No. We won't.
He takes one last drag of his cigarette before stubbing it out on the snowy balcony with a dying hiss.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
I really, really need you to stay.
This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance, hidden behind the curtains?
Well, that's the feeling I'm getting, is that he wants to talk, but... Hey, listen. I'm just trying to make things okay again. Can we meet again somewhere else?
For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable. Something moves in the depths of his feline eyes. Compassion and a hint of understanding. There's snow gathering on his hair and on his shoulders. A speckle of white against the purple that hangs loose on his slender frame.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
His voice is soft and deliberate. With a flick of his wrist, he sends the cigarette butt sailing over the rail.
But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door.
Okay.
It's a sign.
Yeah. Of what?
Good luck with the investigation.
Okay, new task, the smoker on the balcony. Okay, he's gone.
He's gone.
The lieutenant puts away his notebook and turns to me. Well, do you think we should run? Maybe we should run after him and see where he went.
No point in running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself.
So what, we just give up?
He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that muscular type who's asking about our case.
Yeah, makes sense.
He did leave us a sign. Did you see that?
I did.
He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there.
Lieutenant nods towards a small rock on a soggy patch of grass.
If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his apartment.
Okay, great. Let's do that. Right. Is this the stone? Oh, and it's not. Orange bum hat. And no Safed. Okay. How do we get into the building? Hang on, there's the rock. Let's investigate the rock.
A stone, like any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. Maybe there's something under it.
Okay, let's turn it over.
There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
Very good.
This must be for the front door. Pity doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and the man can be in any of them.
Any ideas how we're going to find the right one, Kim?
We'll just have to go in and see.
Okay. Okay. Eviction notices and missing pets are plastered on top of each other. What have we got here? This box is filled with cleaning chemicals, smells of laundry detergent. An old shoe rack, boots, sneakers, and old slippers. Okay, what does it say on the door? Apartment 12. A loud rumbling snore comes from within. Unlikely to be our guy. Let's wander around first before we start knocking on any doors or anything like that. What have we got here? Flip up glasses. The auditor. Oh. Okay. Picking up a few things. What else have we got? Do I want to put this hat on or not? I'm thinking maybe I do. Maybe I do. The art of persuasion, rigorous intellectual discourse. I'm okay with some rigorous discourse. I'm not sure about the intellectual. Okay. And... is logic going to help me? Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe not now, but maybe later. Who knows? Okay. And yeah, we know about all these. The tattoo photo, the yellow man mug, and the damaged ledger. Okay, these items, Kim, they may come in handy later. I think. Nothing that I want to throw on right now. How is my reaction speed? The quickest to react, an untouchable man. Maybe that could be useful. Even now. Yeah, it's a bit cold. Let's put it on anyway. And a quick check. Yes. My rigorous self-critique continues. Okay, Kim. Let's go and look out on the balcony where the guy was. See if there's any clues. Let's have a look. More money. 6.64 real. A maroon glow of light pollution rises from the east. You hear distant traffic. Night is falling on the city. Kim, I have a problem. The curtains shift just a little. Someone is watching from within. Definitely a curtain twitching neighborhood, Kim. Breaker box is full of cigarette butts and electric wires. Okay, he went up this way anyway. We know that much. Just the door. Nothing for you here right now. Someone's growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus. "28, a door to be remembered." This is the door to apartment 29. And no surprise, that's apartment 30. Not a guarantee, though. Voices from within, singing along to some buoyant dance track. Can I get over here? Complete silence. Whoever lives here isn't home. We can't get over there. Maybe we can go in and out the other side. Kim, he was upstairs. He has to be in one of these. But it would appear we can't get into any of them. Okay. How do I... We came out onto the balcony. How did we get back in? Don't tell me we have to go all the way back downstairs. Okay. Oh yes, we went up a level, didn't we? That makes sense. What have we got? Oh, more money. We're almost at 7 real. Someone has drawn a 5-pointed star on the wall. Someone feels like they need some protection. Oh. Postcard, Boogie Street 46. Don't mind if I do. Anything of interest? I can sell it. Yeah, even if I pawn this stuff, I don't think I'm going to get much. Okay, we'll leave that. The door 9 is locked. What have we got here? I am into double figures. I'm going to start referring to this as my lucky hat, Kim. And more money again. Okay. Apartment 8, their mailbox is overflowing. Well, either they're not home, Kim, or they're dead. One or the other. The graffito says a firing squad for the rich.
Give me a moment.
An elderly woman is leaning on her broom, her knuckles white as bone. She seems to be having difficulty breathing.
The cold never does any good for my bronchitis.
She sneezes into a dirty handkerchief. This won't take long. I only have a few questions.
Go ahead, then. What do you want to know, policeman?
I'm looking for Martin Martinez.
Oh, you'll find plenty of Martins here. Don't you worry.
She smiles a gap-toothed smile when she hears you mention the name. What do you mean? I wasn't joking.
Pea-brain. Someone played a trick on you. Martin Martinez is a name for anyone who comes from Martinez, like Jim Jamrock or Raoul Ravachol.
He was mocking me, Kim.
Oops. You really didn't get the joke there.
No, I didn't.
I thought it was obvious. Anyway, officer, we don't have the witness's name.
Okay, how about a young male in his mid-20s, dark hair, skinny build? A smoker on the balcony? Do you know where he lives?
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil.
Yes.
Right?
She looks at the other end of the hallway.
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tuned to a talk show and someone taking a shower.
What's he in trouble for?
No trouble. I just want to talk to him. Do you know where he lives?
Talk?
The cleaning lady starts laughing, but it turns into a violent coughing spasm. She squeezes her broom, trying to catch her breath.
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
We will. And who are you?
I'm no one. Just an old woman who cleans these hallways.
Do you live here?
If you can call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
Well, thank you very much. I'm off. Yeah, we'll go back out there in a second, Kim. Let me check out the rest. A note reads, foreclosed by Martinez Realty Associates. Okay. What's this? Book, 16 Days of Coldest April. Let's have a look at this, shall we? Okay.
In your hands, you hold 16 Days of Coldest April by Yekaterina Dar. The cover image shows a row of concrete apartments above which span a black and white rainbow.
It feels heavy.
Indeed, the book is unusually heavy in your hands, as though the cover were lined with lead. It would do that in Grad.
How long is this book anyway?
You flip through the book. The pages are thinner than you realized, and the type quite small and tightly set. It's nearly 600 pages long.
What's on the back cover?
The back cover is dominated by a black and white photograph of the author.
And what does she look like?
She can't be much older than her mid-30s in this photograph. And yet, from this cover, the eyes of a sad old woman stare back at you.
Let's read a little bit.
In cold, detached prose, the author describes a scene from one of the Yugograd riots in the 20s. Youths overturn motor carriages and set trash cans ablaze, while heavily armored guardsmen dash in and disperse them in a flurry of baton blows. As ethnic tensions run wild, a pair of young lovers meet each other on the street. Somehow, in the middle of all the chaos, they manage to lock arms and look into each other's eyes.
What happens next?
It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you sure?
No. I won't subject myself to Gradian realism.
You've made the right life choices today, sir.
It's about time. About time. Let's put the book away. Okay. Anything else of note in here? Waves crashing in the darkness. Someone's torn down the wall. An old grocery list on the table and checks. What have we got in the fridge? Ah, some more health and some more money. This is good. We nearly have 12 real. Kim, sorry. I don't mean to drag you into my mess. I nearly have 12 real. Let's try this balcony door. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, this is the girl. This is Cindy Skull, isn't it?
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are.
That's right, we've evolved.
Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
She crosses her arms.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Is that heavy fuel oil?
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
Look, you'd better hand it over.
Oh, what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hands?
Oh. Look, catch you later, Cindy. This really isn't worth it. Kim, it's really not worth it. I want to check out. Looks like there's something up here. The door's locked. Can't get in. But we have a box. More money. Above, tarps flap in the wind. Forgotten hammers and nails rust. Okay. Let's go back in this way. What do we have here, Kim? What do we have here? Someone's been sleeping here, and recently. Enough coal to last for several winters. Smells of chemicals. And... Oh. Polum labourer jeans. While they're just lying there. 100 tiny feet scurrying beneath the grate, the rats of the city. And more money. More money. Nearly up to 20. I think we're done. I think that's all that's in here, Kim. Okay, let's go and see. I should probably put this crowbar away. It's probably a bit intimidating. And I'd rather try and make people feel comfortable. Where does that exit go? We came in down here, didn't we? I wonder if that's out the front. Yeah, that's the way. She's the lady we could hear speaking. Yes. Who wouldn't let us in. Okay, 28, she said, Kim. Wasn't it?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security.
Oh, in this neighborhood, I'm not surprised.
Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Yeah, I remember.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
Okay.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
He looks around, taking in the cold spring air. Do you always just give up so easily, Kim?
We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good?
What do you mean?
The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might know something about the murder. So tomorrow 9 p.m.?
Okay.
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory.
Look, sounds good. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right
Yes.
here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Okay.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't worry. You'll get him.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Remember, tomorrow, he's probably gone for today.
Well, let's knock again just to be sure.
No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
One more try.
No one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at 9 p.m.
Okay, tomorrow at 9 p.m. Fine. Right. Tomorrow at 9 p.m. it is. Where to now? It's almost 9 p.m. tonight. Did I check this out? I think I did. Yes. Anything else? How do we... There's more to check out, Kim. There's more to check out. A bigger worry for me is it's getting late and I don't have anywhere to stay, Kim.